true patriot love in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true North, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light, once so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rang clear, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the
Well, last night, a terrific bounce-back performance from Corey Crawford, and the Blackhawks need another one tonight from that man, Nikolai Khabibulin, who 5 days ago in Tampa Bay was lit up for 6 goals and 25 shots. So he's looking to rebound nicely here tonight in our Ford goaltending matchup. At the other end is 32-year-old Craig Anderson, of course, began his career as a Chicago Blackhawk, but this is his 4th straight game in the Ottawa net. He is their #1 man. He's lost his last 2 starts and given up 7 goals in the last 2 games for Ottawa. The officials tonight, there is Danny O'Halloran paired up with Justin St. Pierre as the 2 referees. Andy McElman and Jay Scherers are going to be the linesmen. The Ottawa Senators a game below 500 overall coming in, but on the road they're 3-2-2, so they've had a lot of work away from home and done fairly well with it. Here's Saad chasing in on Cowan. He gave a jolt to the big defenseman, and the Senators do have some beef on the back end. Here's a pass in front for Peary. He couldn't get rid of an attempt, and Conacher tried to clear. Eventually Neal put it back into Chicago ice. Now Conacher had it knocked away to Kane. He could not get it out, but was knocked down with a stick above the shoulder, or at least a high stick, and the whistle sounds.
And this first period of Blackhawk hockey is brought to you by Chevy at ChevyDriveChicago.com.
Johnny Oduya's long rink-wide tap forward by Taves. He chases in on Mathot, put it behind the net. Erik Karlsson there. And it's Hjalmarsson keeping it in. Taves settles down a bouncer. Hossa. Now got it to Hjalmarsson. He cuts toward the net. Dropped it back. Oduya's long one. Kicked away by Anderson. Rebound Karlsson. He cleared it ahead to Jason Spezza. Spezza pulling up. Threw it across to Karlsson, whose pass was broken up. And Taves sends Hossa the other way. Hossa to the line, who had his shot blocked. And now Taves dug it out of there. Left it for Hossa. Walks out in front. Shooting. Good save by Anderson. Rebound taken by the Hawks. Sharp. In behind for an open Taves. Taves tried to flip it in front. It was up over the stick. Now a drive from Sharp was blocked as Seabrook had snuck in. The Hawk D very active a couple of times here early in the game.
A block shot there from Bobby Ryan, who we talked about in the open. He struggled to get back to the bench, and then a major collision at center ice. Kyle Turris and Brad Mills.
And Turris goes right for a change. Mills has stayed on the ice. Meanwhile, Bollig, he got hit hard by Cowan at the blue line. And now the Sens start back. A long wrist shot is up off the glass. And finally picked up by Seabrook. Or I should say Brookbank. Sheldon Brookbank got it to Mills, dumping it in. Going to roll to Anderson. He'll take a whistle.
Oh, a couple of good opportunities, just like where the Hawks left off last night, Pat. Good starts in all three periods in St. Paul. Marian Hossa with a quality chance, and then Niklas Hjalmarsson jumping in. Gets the puck back to Johnny Oduya. Easy save for the Chicago native Craig Anderson. And you look at the numbers for Big Hoss early in the season.
Of course, early in his career, he was an Ottawa Senator. But eventually came to Chicago and been a part of a couple of parades since his arrival. Jack Smith unable to get it out. Phillips, the veteran, cleared it to center. Brookbank pressured, and support there from Shaw. Now it's cleared into Ottawa ice. Back comes Wiercioch, a long flip shot handled by Khabibulin, who had thoughts of playing it but didn't control it cleanly, so he'll take a whistle. And then little pushing and shoving as Smith and Brookbank got together. And Zach Smith seemed to be the initiator there, and Brookbank certainly is not going to go away.
A couple of big hits on that shift there, Pat, with Chris Neal, the power forward of the Ottawa Senators. Took a run at Nick Leddy and then took a run at Jeremy Moore and along those boards, and then Brookbank took a piece of Zach Smith. So we're going to have some penalties here, trying to figure it all out. While we're waiting for that, it's time now for our Hyundai What to Look For. Well, the Senators, you talked about it, Pat, in the open, a fragile team. Want to strike early. Been outscored in the first period this season by 5. And the Blackhawks power play's been going good. I think there's still another level for it to get to, Pat. There's too many power plays where it's just been one and done or not getting it set up, but a nice streak, something to build off of. Power play can be one where you get some momentum off of it. Yeah, you want goals off of it, but if you can have some of those power plays where you create a lot of chances and you don't score, you can feed off of that as well. It's the ones that really hurt you are the ones that you can't get in. You keep chasing the puck back down 200 feet. So positives to build off of on the power play.
By Taves for Sadi, tried to touch it back. Taves had a bouncer. It rolled to Anderson, and he will hang on to it. Well, Eddie, you were talking about getting on the Senators early, and that has been a real bugaboo for Paul McLean's team. They played 11 games so far this year, and in 6 of them, they were down. They were losing before the first television timeout, which is 6 minutes into the game. And quite often, there have been a couple times they were down by 2 goals. Here's a long shot. Anderson made the stick save on Saad's long wrister. And it's cleared the other way. Spezza's hustling. Chalmerson has to turn quickly. Spezza pulls up. The trailer's Karlsson moving in with a pass. That went off the skate of Oduya.
Boy, he had McCulloch wide open to the right of Nikolai Khabibulin, and it was a skate of Oduya that denied that play.
Here's a pass from Taze. He just missed Saad, who had streaked by his check. Was open in the slot, but the pass missed him. Taze battles from the end boards. Works toward the middle. It escaped him, though, and Karlsson looks to counterattack. Erik Karlsson, great wheel, steps in. Tried to float it in front. Khabibulin jammed it loose. It came into the blue plate, and Oduya got rid of it. It goes back the other way for icing, but a puck that got past Khabibulin was not going to cross the line, but Oduya still made sure.
Right spot, right time for Johnny Oduya. You'll see a lot of 65 and white jumping into the play. Puck gets in behind Nikolai Khabibulin. Johnny Oduya just gets it right out. And a little bit earlier, the pass Karlsson looking on the backside. Yeah, right off the right skate. With McCulloch wide open to the right of Nikolai Khabibulin. Erik Karlsson is one of those guys that's not afraid to jump in and create offensive opportunities from the back end. I mean, he's a riverboat gambler. If he's going to err, Pat, he's going to err on the side of aggression, so the Hawks are going to have to keep an eye on him for sure, but take advantage of that as well defensively.
Good support there from Seabrook as Oduya had a puck escape him. Then Seabrook hit hard by Ryan at center. Carried on Shaw. Andrew Shaw pulls up. Where's the help? Seabrook laboring as he goes to the bench, by the way, after that contact. And now a mishandle by Kane. Bobby Ryan is a big dude. There's a lot to him, and he packs a punch, and he put a good hit on Seabrook. You could see he was laboring a bit. Now back come the Hawks. Leddy gets in for Kane. Centered it, just missing Kruger. The coincidental's over. Both teams full strength. Senators try to break back. Mathot chasing in. Kruger put it up the board. That's held in by Clark MacArthur. And Kane able to bang it to center. Karlsson back into the Blackhawks zone. Got it to Turris. Quick shot. Fought off by Khabibulin. Might have hit him right in the headgear. He's looking for a whistle. Now a long shot. And Khabibulin made the save. And his headgear, I think, might have broke. He took it up high and was waving his arm around as if to indicate something went wrong there. And Danny O'Halloran, the referee, was willing to stop the play.
Getting a little help from the official, but Kyle Turris with a high, heavy shot. I mean, that's right between the eyes. And you see the snap get undone, and Nikolai Khabibulin trying to adjust or get the attention of the official. And there's that big hit from Bobby Ryan on Brent Seabrook.
Shoulder right to the chest, and Seabrook was doubled over as he went off. Here's a long shot. Corbo, who can really bring it. Khabibulin made the save. Rebound is loose in front, and Kruger got it out. Here's Bickle. He tried a shot that was deflected up high. Ryan Bickle dropped it back to Brookbank. His long blast tip went just wide. Then some contact from Shaw on Anderson, but the play continues. And Leddy cleared it out. Chicago area boy Joe Corbo now leads the Senators away. That's going to be offside of the Chicago blue line. 6.5 minutes gone by in a scoreless first in the UC.
Welcome back to United Center up at press level. I'm Tracy Myers for CSNChicago.com. Brandon Peary's getting his shot at second line center, and he played very well last night with Brandon Saad and Patrick Kane. It's a big opportunity, and Peary knows he has to work hard to keep it. And in our Geico quote, Peary said, "Every game is an audition. I just want to bring that energy, work ethic, go get pucks, and let Kane and Saad do their thing." Pat Nettie, back to you.
And a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, look forward to a Miller Time later in the game tonight, brought to you by Miller Lite. Now
there does come pressure, Pat. We've got a few Got a few jesters in the building tonight. You know, that the responsibility, so to speak, and the opportunity, and that's exactly what it is for Brandon Prairie right now in that spot. And it can be very intimidating, Pat, as a young player coming in to get put on a line with Patrick Kane. Try to force the puck to him a lot. You just got to go play, and when the puck is there and the opportunity is there, you get it to him. If not, you just got to play your game. Mossad and Peary played a little bit together last year in American Hockey League during the work stoppage.
Now, good news for the Hawks. Seabrook back on the ice with his normal pairing with Keith. Now a stick came up and got Peary, and the Hawks are going to get a power play early on here after a high sticking infraction to the Senators, and Neal's going to have a seat.
Well, the play through the middle of the ice. It was Seabrook to Keith to Peary in the middle of the ice, and there you see the stick come up and catch Brandon Peary. The referee Dan O'Halloran with the call. So it's something we talked about, Pat. The power play's been going good. See if they can continue it here on the first one.
5 of the last 21 have been converted. The Senators have allowed only 1 of the last 19 to be scored against them. Here's a long shot by Keith off a leg, then a long shot by Sharp. It deflects in. It's a lot of traffic out in front of the goal. Sharp let it rip, and it tipped in behind Anderson. The Hawks on the power play take the lead, and it took them 9 seconds to score the man advantage.
Well, you win a face-off, and that dictates everything. The shot from Keith, no hesitation from Patrick Sharp. You got Shaw in front, you got Taves in front. It looked like it went off of Jonathan Taves, standing in front of the net. But that first shot never got through, and I love Patrick Sharp. Just get it and let it go. When you go, you have people in front of the net. So the power play with that goal there, power play goal in 6 straight games now for the Hawks, and they lead early 1-0.
Off the draw, here comes Hossa walking right in, shooting. Anderson with the right pad. Rebound in behind for Hossa, tried to slip it in front. That's picked off by Ryan. And the Sens just clear the zone safely. Now Hjalmarsson fires a long one to center that Sharp tips in. Anderson plays it himself, but nobody near that one for Ottawa. And they'll have to chase back. Cowan had a problem, nearly, well, he did turn it over momentarily, but finally the Sens clear it back into Chicago ice. And icing is ruled here.
We're going to go to our Xfinity telestrator, Pat. In this area here, the shot's going to come, and I believe it ends up going off the leg of Jonathan Taves. You see where Jared Cowan is. There's the puck. Well, the only thing it could have hit of Cowan was the stick, but I believe it went off the shin pad or the body of Jonathan Taves. And the way Taves reacted, it was almost he knew it hit him and it ended up in the back of the net. So it doesn't matter, 1-0 lead.
Now the Sens have a rush jammed up at center, and Keith didn't connect on that pass. Cowan, though, pressured. Peary, steal, tried to center, nearly went into the goal. The centering pass was picked off by Anderson. It almost hopped crazily in behind him, but he's able to glove it.
He wanted to drop that stick and grab it with the blocker, that free hand. And a missed pass into the skates, and Brandon Peary in on that forecheck. And you know, Anderson made a good play there, Pat. He denied that pass to get out in the slot area. It looked like Ottawa had people back there. You're not sure. There was a heads-up play there and a good try from Brandon Peary.
Now Greening working in the corner for the Sens. Condra slipped it around the other side, then got it back. Eric Condra tried to center it. Good stick there from Hobby Boulin. Hundred dropped it out. Here's a long clip shot. Hobby Bullen fought it off. Rebound. He made a second save. It's loose. Came back into the blue paint, and he's able to cover it up. But look at that, about 7 or 8 bodies right in the goal crease.
Well, simple point shot, got through to the front of the net, and now it's just a battle. And Hobby Bullen's able to track that puck as it laid right in front of him, and you see the career numbers for Nikolai Hobby Bullen against the Ottawa Senators.
Hobby Bullen in his 798th NHL game tonight. Here's Wiercioch with a long one going wide. Phillips tries. That's off the mark as well. Smith rolled it into the corner. Neal there. Checked by Leddy. Brookbank moved it to Peary. Couldn't get it out. Good keep by Phillips. Brookbank. Helped by Kruger. He was hit hard by Neal on the boards. Boy, you have got to have your head up when Chris Neal is on the ice. He's going to hit everything that's in an opposing sweater. And he's played that way for a long, long time. Here comes Saad. His shot goes wide. Now the Sens. Smith pushed it forward. Oduya able to move it to Kane. Patrick Kane got checked by Ryan, but fought through it. Tried to center. Good stick. Spezza. And the Sens the other way. Jason Spezza, their top scorer. Checked by Hjalmarsson. Still tried to center. It comes to McCulloch. He had his pass go off for Blade. And then a blowout in behind from Spezza, allowing the Hawks to start back. Here's Kane with it. Needing a change. He got it deep. Cave. Not checked, and Carlson up for the Sens. They dump it. Seabrook missed Sharp with a pass. It's icing waved off. Corbo has to play it. And now Cowan moved it away. The chase into the offensive zone. Rabinajad, and now a centering pass was broken up. It bounces free back to center. Here comes Zibanejad. His centering pass picked off before reaching MacArthur, and Bolig put it back into the Ottawa zone. MacArthur sandwiched on the wall. A shot attempt by Kruger went wide. Corvo's hit held in Brookbank. Comes all the way across to Leddy. Nick Leddy on a real nice roll. He's got a goal and 4 assists in his last 5 games. Meanwhile, Condra put it back into Chicago ice. A steal by Greening. Put it into the corner. Here's a shot soaked up. Hobby Bullen. And no rebound. Well, the Blackhawks able to strike on a power play tally. The goal at the moment credited to Patrick Sharp. It's 1-0.
And from our Xfinity telestrator, here's Brad Mills, and I want all you young hockey players to keep an eye on this. Mills understands is that Nick Leddy's going to come over here in this area and get this puck. So what does Mills have to do? He has to come in and fill in for the defenseman Nick Leddy. Watch this. This is beautiful stuff right here. Leddy can go in because he can trust and know that Brad Mills is coming back to play his position. So in case the puck's turned over, the Blackhawks have somebody in a good defensive position. Good job there from Brad Mills.
All right, now the Sens able to clear it behind Hjalmarsson there. Carlson able to keep it in. Erik Karlsson dropped it back. Bobby Ryan with a long pass attempt. Good stick, Hjalmarsson. Spezza had it escape him. Then he got it back. Hjalmarsson, a hoist backhander, getting it out. Chased down by Hossa. Hossa, long pass in front. Sharp, big save by Anderson. What a read. What a pass by Hossa. To find Sharp, who was open. Now Seabrook a blast. Blockered away by Anderson. Rebound cleared around. Sharp chased it down. Popped it out to Seabrook. His long one soaked up by Anderson.
Well, time now for our Captain Morgan RoboCam, and watch what ends up happening. Here's Marian Hossa. He has the puck, but watch the breakdown in coverage by the Ottawa Senators. So what's open is Patrick Sharp in on a back door. Two guys go to one, cheating, and here's Patrick Sharp backhand, forehand, and what a stop, as you mentioned, Pat, from Craig Anderson. Remember that stop. I mean, that's an 8+ chance.
Well, what a play by Hossa with a long diagonal pass. I mean, the ability to read where everybody is, part of his brilliance. Morin tried to drive the net, but was checked, and well, they have a 4-man duel in the corner. Wirtz loose to the veteran Phillips, then Brookbank. Got checked, and it was forced out of the zone. Leddy quickly back in, fires a long one wide of the target. And Clark MacArthur moved it to Wiercioch, and the Sens put it deep. Mills checked, picked up by Leddy. Then Mills battles his way into the offensive zone. Cowan there to check into the corner. Back of the goal, Bollig spins it back. Keith winds it around. And MacArthur cleared it out. Here's Kyle Turris. Might have a 2-on-1. Turris for Zibanejad right to the goal. He mishandled it as he tried to pull it to the backhand. He never really did get rid of a shot. Now it's going to be held in. Mathot to Corbo. A long flipper goes wide. Turris helped in behind. MacArthur put it out. Mathot trying to bank it to the front of the net. Didn't get the right hop. And Kruger able to gain control for the Blackhawks. Both teams wanting some changes here as Peary just over the board steams his way in. And then Peary had it knocked away and cleared to the Chicago line. 5 minutes to go in the first. The Hawks on a power play goal have a 1-0 lead. Kane looking to add. A one-hand backhander. Knocked away by Anderson. Brookbank held it in. Anderson gets it back, and he's going to hang on. Getting to the late stages of the first period. The Senators have had 11 shots on goal. Zibanejad had a pretty good chance, but didn't get a lot out of the attempt. Here's a look back at the 2010 Stanley Cup Championship team that was invited to the White House by President Obama, and he has done it again. Going to bring the Blackhawks back to the White House to honor them in the 2013 Stanley Cup victory on Monday. While they are there, the team is also going to go to the Walter Reed National Military Medical Center to thank our veterans. And last time they went, that was one of the highlights of the trip to everybody. So the Wounded Warriors will be there, and their families will be on hand. They want to certainly thank them for all their courage and all they do to keep us safe and free. And that is always a wonderful highlight and memory for not only the Warriors, but the Blackhawk players and the staff that are all going to take part. It's really a wonderful opportunity. That all is going to happen Monday as we get back to the action. And Neal poked it in behind. Smith rolled it in deep. Conacher set it. Here's Carlson. And again, Eddie told you early, this guy will jump into the play at almost every opportunity. And the Wingers have always got to know where 65 and white is tonight.
Yeah, he is going to be aggressive, exiting his zone in the offensive zone. You must be aware of where Erik Karlsson is on the ice. He's got a high skill level. He can really skate, and he's not afraid to take some chances.
Wierkasz's shot was fought off. Bobby Bullen gave a rebound. Hawks, though, able to cover up the middle of the ice.
That's a great save, Pat, off the faceoff. That thing changed direction a couple of times, and Hobby Bullen fought it off.
And Bullen was initially credited as Sharp, has now been changed to Andrew Shaw, who's awarded credit for it.
I think I'm going to change it to Taves, so we might as well just go full circle.
But yeah, it's one of the three. So what the heck? Hossa lost control and Spencer put it deep. Oduya got it back the other way. And Joe Corvo, a long pass to Bobby Ryan. That Ryan's really done well on the road. He's got 8 goals this year, or excuse me, 6 goals this year, and 5 of them have come on the road for Ryan. And a big hit there from Cowan, separating Bolig from the puck. Keith got it to Kruger. That's going to be a hand pass, should be, and a little bit of a late whistle, but the play is properly stopped.
Well, speaking of the White House partner, 1 goal 2 is the inside story of the 2013 Stanley Cup champion Blackhawks. The 240-page hardcover book chronicles the Blackhawks' dream season, from the streak to the Stanley Cup to the banner raising. Plus, each book includes Blackhawks TV's championship DVD, 17 seconds. For info, visit ChicagoBlackhawks.com.
Carlson pursued by Bickle. Made a nice pass, and here come the Sens, but good stick from Keith. Otherwise, it might have been a 2-on-1 at center. Seabrook for Shaw. He's bumped by Mathot. And Shaw got a good piece of Carlson. The Sens come away. Bonnejet put it in. Seabrook ended up the boards, and Bickle got it out of there. 2.5 to go in the first, and the Senators have had 13 shots in the first 17 minutes of this game. Now it came to Corbo. He shoots it, and a good save by Hobby Bullen. Rebound to Kane. Patrick Kane for Brandon Saad. Pulls up, shoots one, and a save by Anderson. Rebound to the Sens. Turris was short of center when he put it in, but no icing. Have to be played by Leddy. Kane for Leddy into the zone. Looks back to Kane. A back pass. Peary, a backhander, and a save by Anderson. Rebound. He tried to bank it in off Anderson. Then a shot into the glove of Anderson as Brookbank got involved in the play.
Well, I think Brandon Peary took a real bad slash after this opportunity, but what a passing play. Give and go. Move the puck, move yourself, and what a backhand pass from Kane to Peary. Backhand. Yeah, right there he takes a slash from Chris Phillips after the opportunity on Craig Anderson. But what a beautiful play. Nick Leddy jumping into the play. And once he made that first initial pass, Pat, he didn't stay back. He went right to that open ice.
Leddy tees it up, goal post. Oh, we blew it by the glove of Anderson, but Nick Leddy from near the top of the circle cranked it and hit the post and went out of play.
Another face-off win, another quality chance. Well, the first goal of the game was a direct result of a face-off win, and face-off win from Andrew Shaw. Sheldon Brookbank, little help there from Brian Bickle. That puck was on edge as well. You could see the reaction of Andrew Shaw once he realized it was coming off the stick of that man right there, Nick Leddy. You see the numbers from Leddy the last couple of games.
Icing Ottawa here with a minute and a half remaining.
Well, tonight, catch the Lance Briggs Show on Comcast Sportsnet. Bears linebacker will take you inside the game and get you ready for the Monday night matchup against the Green Bay Packers. It's the Lance Briggs Show, presented by GWC Law, tonight at 11. Comcast Sportsnet.
McCulloch put it around the board. Here's Hossa, who's really been firing the puck of late. He gets it, a sharp 2-on-1. Sharp with Toews. There's the pass. Here's the shot. Good save with the left arm by Anderson. McCulloch the other way for Ryan. Carried on McCulloch. Shooting, he scores. Milan McCulloch after Bobby Ryan was checked. McCulloch able to chase down a loose puck and fire it by the glove side of Khabibulin, and we're tied.
A couple of huge stops by Craig Anderson before this goal, Pat. The Peary chance, this last chance from Jonathan Toews. What a pass here from Patrick Sharp. And then, what, 12 seconds later, 15 seconds later, a busted play. Bobby Ryan sets a little pick. And McCulloch goes far side to Nikolai Khabibulin, who, Pat, has had a strong first period. I mean, if either goaltender, I believe, is off at all, or both of them been off, I mean, there's probably a pretty good chance this is 4-3.
Could be.
I mean, 3-2 for sure.
Been enough good chances for that, to your point. Yeah, that's 1-1 on the scoreboard. Flatters both netminders up till now. Seabrook wants Shaw, who tipped it out to center and put it back in. Now 20 to go in the period. Seabrook battles along the boards, and now it squirts loose to Keith. Cleared to center, and that's going to finish the opening frame here tonight. A 27-shot period, 15 by the Senators, 12 by the Blackhawks, and we are tied at 1 at the end of 1. Blackhawks got a power play tally. Mr. Khabibulin took one right in the lid. A redirect by Shaw, followed by a McCulloch snapshot.
Blackhawks hockey on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you in part by Hyundai. Your Hyundai dealer invites you to come test drive the 2013 Sonata at the event. Visit myhyundaichicago.com. BMO Harris Bank. Get the official BMO Harris Blackhawks debit MasterCard at bmoharris.com/fancard. Ford. Check out America's freshest lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com. Corona Extra, who invites you to find your beach. And by Kia. Visit mykiachicago.com to learn why Kia is one of the fastest growing car brands in America.
Well, Hawk fans, remember to bring your Blue Cross and Blue Shield card to all Blackhawk home games for a chance to be a part of the Blue Cross upgrade experience. Carry the card that gives you benefits wherever you are. Blue Cross, through it all. Welcome back to United Center. Ones are wild after the first period between the Hawks and the Ottawa Senators. Well, before the game, Justin Fedak, Senior VP, Brand Advertising and Sponsorships at BMO Harris Bank, presented the award for the BMO Harris Youth Hockey Player, Coach, and Volunteer of the Month. Alex Christensen plays for the Warren Township High School Blue Devils. Last year, Alex was nominated as the most improved player outside of school in hockey. Alex spends time volunteering at Feed My Starving Children. Mark Zeline is a coach for the Rolling Meadows Renegades. Mark spends 5 to 6 nights a week at the rink volunteering to assist with hockey tots and pre-mites, in addition to coaching his own squirt team. Robert Mazzaro volunteers his time for his high school hockey team. He volunteers his advice and time to upcoming players at Crown Point High School. Robert's high school has come in second in the state playoffs the last 2 years. Congratulations to BMO Harris Bank and Chicago Blackhawks. Congratulations to Alex, Mark, and Robert.
Great program. We love when the folks who do so much for youth hockey in this area get recognized and get a chance to go out on the ice before the games. Well, it's a terrific sponsorship arrangement that the Hawks have put together with amateur hockey and the good folks at BMO. Terrific.
You know, Pat, and haven't had a chance to acknowledge the great staff for the Blackhawk Youth Hockey Department. We had another successful year of hockey camps. Andy Kamens, Nick Rocco, who we saw on the ice for the Hawks, Pete Hassan, really the straws that stir the drink for our Blackhawk youth hockey camps, and having over 300 young hockey players, both boys and girls, come through our camps. Another great job by everybody involved, and couldn't do it without the great families and support of coming out and spending time with us during our hockey camps for 3 weeks. So I'd like to thank everybody that came out and all of our teachers and counselors. And again, Andy Kamens is the strength of the Blackhawk youth hockey department. It's all about giving back. So it was another great summer of hockey camps for those young hockey players here in the state of Illinois.
Yeah, it really was. And we've had some contact with a few of the folks who have taken part in those camps in the last couple of years, and they just rave about it. They all feel they learned a tremendous amount. And, you know, Annie and Nick and all the folks who do all the extra work that you referenced, you know, they're huge parts of it. But they don't look as good in a whistle as you do. So
That's one thing I do enjoy, is blowing that whistle in practice. I'll tell you that.
All right, Spezza steps into the zone, put it across, quick shot, good save. Hobby Bullen with the right pad, or the right side. And now it's taken by Sharp. Carlson moves slowly to center. Now he's going to pick up some speed, get it into the zone. What a move. Here's Carlson with a shot. Oh, it just rolled. His stick actually broke as he tried that attempt. There was nothing on the shot. Now it's over to the boards. Corbo could not keep it in.
Literally a good break for the Hawks there, Pat, in the second period. In the second period of Blackhawks hockey is brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places.
All right, here's Golick with a long wrister. Blockered away Anderson. And Mathot will clear it over to the other side. This one shot the length. It's no icing. They say Seabrook could have gotten there, so he'll play it to Mills. Golick will shoot it in, or at least attempt to. He hit somebody. Now Bolick deep into the zone. Checked by Corbo. This puck cleared back into Chicago ice. Brent Seabrook last night was on the ice for 25 minutes. A very rare occurrence. Now a turnover. Here's a chance. Oh, and it was shot up high. Wonderful chance for the Sens, but Greening missed the net. I'm going to say that Seabrook led the Hawks in ice time last night. That 25 minutes in Minnesota, that's almost never happens when Duncan Keith's in the game, but Seabrook was the leader 24 hours ago as the Sens are offside here.
Well, a quick developing play there with Greening, Pat, and probably had a chance to make a little bit of a different play. Could have been a 2-on-1 here from top of the circle in, but now taking a look at that replay, Duncan Keith did a good job of coming over and pressuring Greening as he had that opportunity. It's a good stick there from Duncan Keith. Brent Seabrook has been consistent, Pat, all season long. Go back to the up and downs of the playoffs last year where his ice time was diminished in that Detroit series, the first couple of games, and I really believe that's where the Stanley Cup run for the Blackhawks started, Pat, is when Brent Seabrook was reunited with Duncan Keith in Game 5 against the Detroit Red Wings, and of course the rest is history.
All right, now Brookbank tipped it ahead. Saad was checked. Smith turned it over. Chance for Saad. Oh, and he tried to make an extra move, and it didn't work out. So Weirkosh cleared it into the Hog zone. Smith taking away Letty, looking for Saad. He's unable to get it out. Brookbank on this side. Out it's a Peary. Chipped it ahead. Bouncing to Saad in the corner. Then Kane is in behind. Patrick Kane checked by Mark Mathot. Taves came up with a drive to the net. Taves tried to pull it to the forehand but couldn't complete the maneuver. And back goes Hjalmarsson.
Good stick from Bobby Ryan. The forward came all the way back there, Pat, to help out.
This is icing Chicago.
Well, Well, Sunday night, the Hawks will take on the Calgary Flames. Got off to a pretty good start, Pat, but they got a bad news there. Mark Giordano, a terrific defenseman and captain, out now for a while. But it's going to be the Hawks and Flames. Coverage begins at 6 with Chevy pregame live. Hawks and Flames for one of those great 6:30 starts. Only on Comcast Sportsnet. Might be the first time I've ever said one of those great 6:30 starts here at the United Center. Well, there's been some specific post positions I said that have gone off at 6:30 that have been great. Good luck to our buddy Denny Savard. Got a horse running in a Breeders' Cup this Saturday, so good luck to Savvy and Judge Cachado, and Private Zone running in the sprint on Saturday, so good luck to Savvy.
Now Turris tried his his advantage. It would have been right in alone, but the pass was too hot to handle. Carlson picks his way in. Dropped it. Here's a quick shot. Good right pad. Hobby Bullet. Rebound. MacArthur couldn't get rid of an attempt, but was taken down. And the Senators are going to get their first power play chance tonight.
Almost looked like Clark MacArthur was off balance here, Pat, when he was going for this opportunity. His stick ended up on his side. There's the play by Carlson. The shot, the rebound. There goes MacArthur. Yeah, right there. And it was the stick of Brent Seabrook that ended up helping MacArthur, who he might have even been tripped up a little bit earlier than that. An opportunity for the Ottawa Senators on the power play.
Draw to the send. Weirkosh dropped it at Corbo. Goes across Spezza's hot pass. Ryan kicks to the stick. Bobby Ryan looking down low for Jason Spezza. Got McCulloch at the front of the net. Spezza finds it back to Ryan. Dropped it. Weirkosh with a long shot. Good block, Kruger. It's out of play.
Imagine Carlson will be back on the ice here at some point here, Pat, after him being on the ice there before that penalty. And here comes Carlson now.
He quite often plays the full 2 minutes on the Ottawa power play. So he's right back out there with Weirkosh at the points. Senators, 3 of their last 10 have been converted over 3 games on the power play. Weirkosh put it to Spezza, who shot blocked, and that hurt Brookbank, who was in the way. Weirkosh a long one, deflected just wide. Held in Carlson across for Spezza. Fires. They didn't get a lot on it. The puck was rolling. It just fluttered toward Hobby Bullet.
Well, you talk about paying a price, Pat. The Hawks want to work themselves out of being near the bottom of the National Hockey League when it comes to the shorthanded situation. Well, these are the type of plays you got to make, and this one catches Sheldon Brookbank right in the knee area. The left knee, it looks like, and buckled him for a second, but he was able to hold on, take up some space, and the fortunate break there with Spezza not getting a lot on that shot, and the Hawks getting a whistle and wholesale changes.
Ryan had to dump that one, but he did so reluctantly. Now it's taken by Hjalmarsson. Good pass finds Mills. Brad Mills, who last night was on the ice for 2 minutes of shorthanded time. Out of the 11 and a half that he played. Got the puck over to Kruger, whose shot was stopped. Now Weirkosh will bring it around. Keith had it taken away. Centering pass, bounced right off the skates of the blue paint. Hawks get to it. Shaw got rid of it.
Yeah, Mills and Kruger, Pat, and then you had Shaw and Boley coming out for that last part of the shorthanded situation.
Here's MacArthur around a check, driving, trying to stop it home. Hobby Bullet shut the door. That's in the net. He never got full control of it. And the Ottawa Senators on the power play have taken the lead. Oh, a determined bull rush from Clark MacArthur got the puck right to the goal mouth.
Kind of surprised MacArthur didn't shoot this puck right away, Pat. He had a chance, and he goes to the backhand. Good help there from Brandon Saad, and this puck just lays there. I don't know if it's Turris that ends up putting the puck in the back of the net. It goes to the top and ends up in behind Nikolai Khabibulin. Yeah, it looked like Kyle Turris was the last one to touch it for the Ottawa Senators, but the smart play from Clark MacArthur, not shooting that puck, just taking it to the net and getting it to the crease. That's one of those second chance opportunities, but the good speed from MacArthur wide created that chance.
Hossa tried to center. Anderson kicks it away. Oduya lets it go. That hit the side of the net to Hossa. And Hossa with a ring around. And he just rolled it through the blue paint. Neal taken away by Sharp. Neal managed to steal, and it's cleared to center ice. Conacher bats it in behind. Halverson rolled it free. Here's Taves chasing it down 2-on-1 with Hossa. Taves for Hossa right in. He scores! Jonathan Taves set up Marian Hossa. Bang! Right after the Senators take the lead, the Hawks tie him. The 100th goal as a member of the Blackhawks for a two-time Stanley Cup winner. And this game tied at 2.
Pat, this is where they take advantage of Erik Karlsson. He hangs in this area here, but this puck is going to get in behind. The eventual goal scorer is going to work himself into this area. Karlsson takes a chance. Puck bounces over stick, and now it's a 2-on-1. Taves, what a reception, and right between the wickets of Craig Anderson, and I love the reaction of Big Hoss. Little hot shot right there from Big Hoss. Oh, that's one of those situations, Pat, where Karlsson's trying to keep that play alive. When you're standing still and the puck's coming at you, I don't care what level you're playing at, it's not going to work. And the Hawks take advantage. They had the support. Sharp did a good job of being where he was. Hjalmarsson cleared the zone, and they executed a beautiful 2-on-1. I mean, that's a huge play.
Just 50 seconds after the Senators had grabbed the lead with a power play tally. Hawks get it right back. And MacArthur was deep into his own end. And a big corner battle. Finally, the Sens gain control of it. Direct pass attempt by Phillips. Miss. It goes the length for icing.
Well, hey, fans, don't miss your chance to catch all the exciting Blackhawks action from in between the player benches. Those seats right there. Bid on the CME Group seats through the online CME Group seats auction. For more information, visit ChicagoBlackhawks.com.
Shaw wins a draw to Hjalmarsson. His long shot, blockered away Anderson. Sens able to clear it out. Now it's chased down by Bickle. And Bickle checked by Mathot, but he held the puck. Bickle ran out of time, and still work for it along the boards. Finally, the Senators jam it free. Here comes Jeremy Morin. He'll snap it off. Sticked away by Anderson. Rebound taken by Cowan for the Sens, and back they come. Greening put it in. Here's a second pass for Greening. Good stick from Seabrook, prevented a shot attempt. Alan Greening working the corner, finally knocked away to Oduya. Put it to Kruger.
Almost bringing rain on the way down.
He's had some hang time right there.
A little basketball in Sweden.
Halfway through the second period now. 2-2 the score. The Sens get it in. Ryan left it. McCulloch's shot is blocked. Tries again. That didn't get through either. Spezza dropped it back along with from Corvo. He scored! Might have been tipped out in front of the goal. McCulloch reacted as if he might have gotten a piece. And a long blast is behind Khabibulin for a 3-2 Ottawa lead.
Well, the breakdown defensively in their own zone. This is Marcus Kruger. He's just going to come down just a little bit here, Pat, and then eventually his man is going to be right here that shoots his puck, and it's Joe Corvo. Kruger comes down, allows that lane. It doesn't take a whole heck of a lot. Now, looking at it a second time, Kruger was close, but he wasn't in the lane. And I think you're right. I think McCulloch probably tipped that puck out and no chance for Nikolai Khabibulin. But the shot by Corvo had the lane. Kruger was close, but not close enough. Anaheim was thinking Bobby Ryan. Ottawa comes right back in this second period.
That'll be offside at the Ottawa blue line, and then a little confrontation. Conacher is just a small little guy. Brookbank didn't like what happened as the whistle sounded, and so
taking on everybody there.
A big gathering in the corner. Oh, Jay Shares and Andy McElman right in the middle of it all to try to keep the peace. And the Senators are back in front midway in the second.
Well, tonight after the game, don't forget to stick around for Blackhawks Postgame Live, presented by Hawk Ford. Postgame reaction from Coach Q, as well as a full game breakdown from PB, Pat Boyle, and Stevie Conroy. Blackhawks Postgame Live tonight after the game, only on Comcast Sportsnet. A lot of costumes here tonight, partner. Halloween right around the corner. Did we?
I tried to dress up as an announcer, but I don't know if I.
Lots of get-ups here tonight at the UC. There we go. And a Power Ranger and Scooby-Doo. And I'm not sure what's going on in the back row, but
there's a reason they're in the back row, I think.
Little dab will do you. I guess the wrong color, though.
It's more than a little dab. Oh, bouncing puck finally captured by MacArthur. He's been out there a lot in this game for Paul McLean. Now Taves. Put it in. Back goes Mathot. The puck batted back to center ice. Seabrook delivered a good jolt to MacArthur, but it's carried on. Here's Zibanejad walking to the middle. He shoots. He scores. And Mika Zibanejad has struck again for the Senators, who have scored 2 goals in 33 seconds. And that's going to be it for Nikolai Khabibulin. Over the second straight game, things do not work out very well for Nikolai Khabibulin. And he gets yanked halfway through this one. And Corey Crawford, who was supposed to have a night off in this back-to-back set of games, is called to duty.
Well, not a good goal to give up by Nikolai Khabibulin, but the breakdown in the middle of the ice, Pat. Here's the play. I mean, the Hawks have numbers. You got numbers. But look what ends up happening. Quick little play. Taves gets interfered with. Seabrook with the big hit. And then the quick play by Zibanejad.
So Corey Crawford enters the fray to the delight of the hometown fans. And you see his numbers so far this year. Now O'Douilly's pass nearly picked off. Ryan held it in. McCulloch dropped it back for Ryan, but he didn't connect. And Hjalmarsson Going to turn it over. Phillips. A long clip shot going wide. And Hjalmarsson cleared it up the board. Held in. McCulloch put it to the corner. Now Spezza dropped it. Phillips' shot never got through Oduya. Ryan dropped it back. Wiercioch again to Bobby Ryan. Wiercioch's long one is blocked out in front. Hjalmarsson able to clear it in behind.
Got some fresh players on the ice right now for Ottawa.
Hawks are in trouble in their own end on this sequence. Here's a long one. Corbo and a save by Crawford. Rebound to Peary. Centering pass deflected. Hacked out of there. The Hawks in need of an icing call, which they'll get.
Got to think about Joel Quenneville using a timeout here, Pat. You got some really tired players on the ice. Ottawa coming with their third rotation against this line, Pat. They haven't been able to get the puck out of the zone. It's a key point in the game right now.
Now Turris, MacArthur, Zibanejad. Here's a long centering pass, but a shot never got through from Turris. This would be the second line for the Sens. Here's Saad working hard back to the other end. Couldn't find the handle, though, and the Hawks finally able to make their change. Joe Corbo, who was credited with their third goal, was not tipped in. His long shot from the point. Pass jammed up, though, came to Anderson. He's going to hang on to it. 7 minutes remaining in the second period. Ottawa 4, Chicago 2.
Well, on Saturday, October 19th, in support of cancer awareness, Blackhawks players wore a one-of-a-kind jersey during warm-ups, while coaches and broadcasters wore lavender ties. Each jersey has been individually autographed by the player that wore it, and now available for auction. Bid through November 3rd at ChicagoBlackhawks.com. All proceeds will benefit Chicago Blackhawk charities. Lots of time in this game.
Face-off win Shaw. Letty got away from a check. Cuts in. Tried a shot that was deflected up off the netting, out of play. And then Morin out in front of the net with Mathot. And they have a little get-together. Jeremy Morin is, in his 2 games, played 20 minutes before tonight. He's been a +1, had 4 hits. So, bringing the third-line physical presence that certainly the Blackhawks coaching staff would like to see. Up there with Shaw and Bickle. The Turris line for Ottawa. Turris actually came out to get the draw, which he won, and now it's cleared the other way. Smith chased it down. Back Smith for Turris. He tried a stuff shot, and downstairs Crawford made the stop. Now Brookbank. Moved it towards Letty. Shaw able to beat Spezza, carry it into the zone. Now taken by Bickle. Dropped it back. Oduya's long one missed the mark. And the Sens start back. Carlson tipped it deep.
MacArthur had a chance to move that puck right away to Jason Spezza. It would have been a 2-on-1 from the blue line in, but held on to it a second, and that lane closed.
Taves tried to center, never got to Hossa. Oduya, long blast, dipped on its way to the net. Good save by Anderson. That puck appeared to be dipping on its way in. Anderson able to stay with it, make the stop, and keep his team up by a pair.
And now for a GMC professional grade save. Go back to the first period. Hawks with a 1-0 lead. We mentioned, remember this save? What a stop from Craig Anderson on Patrick Sharp.
And it wasn't that long after that that the Senators came down and scored. And look what Craig Anderson has done against the Blackhawks in his career. He certainly loves playing against the team that he started his NHL days with. They've never beaten him in regulation in 6 decisions. Now Taves gets it into the zone. Center one to Sharp. His shot. Anderson made the save and jumped maybe over top of it. Then the rebound. And a top wraparound by Taves. Anderson went down on the initial stop. Never got up. And it cost him a goal. Jonathan Taves with an empty net wraparound. And that's a big goal late in the period.
Well, the turnover in the middle of the ice. This puck goes up and over the net. It's blocked, it's up and over, but Taves wins that foot race. Pat, the recognition of Jonathan Taves to show no hesitation at all is once that puck went up and over the net, he knew Anderson was down, and he realized all I got to do is get to the other side. And what a reaction from the captain. As you mentioned, that is a huge goal late in the second. But having the presence of mind of knowing where people are on the ice, knowing the situation, and the goaltender being out, that's a big-time play by one of the elite players in the entire National Hockey League.
Penalty here as Peary was taken down in behind the net. The Sens get control of the Hawks, who drew within 1 a moment ago. Now go to the power play. Derek Grant, a bad offensive zone penalty for the Sens. Hawks have had just one previous power play, cashed it on a Shaw redirect. He's out there with Kane and Taves in front of Keith and Sharp. And the Hawks win the draw. Keith tees it up for a blast. It never got through. Bounce to Sharp, put it in front. Right through the blue paint, picked off by Cowan. Sharp got it back. Kane. They've got Turris out there without a stick. And they're going to work him, Keith and Kane. Here's Keith with a long blast. Just missed the far post. Rebound right through to the near side. And Torres diving to try to get it out of the zone, which he did. Taves gets back in there. Dropped it to Keith. Now Kane. The other side for Shaw. Hawks do well to keep it in. Chance for Taves for Kane. The puck was rolling as he tried a shot that fluttered up high. Taken now by Keith. Kane waits. Patrick Kane with a 4-game point streak. Gave it to Taves. Back to Kane. Couldn't field it cleanly. Back to Taves. He whiffed. Now Keith. His long one. Save. Anderson is loose. Taves can't reach it. They hack and whack. And Anderson able to locate. He gets the whistle.
Boy, some prime chances going awry because the puck's rolling over the stick, or a missed opportunity from Patrick Kane. But Duncan Keith with a couple hefty shots. Andrew Shaw standing right in front of the net. Taves coming in looking for an opportunity. The good stick from Zach Smith. But 4 or 5 A-plus chances.
As we mentioned earlier, 6 straight games for the Hawk power play with a conversion, and it hasn't happened for a couple of years. 43 left on this man advantage. Carlson. It took a funny hop. It's going to stay in as a result. Hosa's got it. Hosa dropped it for Leddy. He had it knocked away. The race is on. McCulloch pursued by Hosa. Marian Hosa now a steal. Spezza. Big save by Crawford. His first test since coming into the game, and a huge stop on their best forward. Spezza shorthanded. Hosa starts the Hawks back. Cleared it to Saad. He's got the line. Peary to the late man, Leddy. Now the Sens able to steal, and it's cleared. That finishes their penalty. And both teams at full strength. 3 minutes to go in the second period. A 4-3 Ottawa lead. There's Hjalmarsson. Carried on by Nick Hjalmarsson, and Hawks will chip it deep. Corvo back. This puck cleared over the boards into the Chicago bench for a whistle.
Well, a shorthanded chance for the Ottawa Senators. McCulloch does a good job of staying with this, and then Jason Spezza comes in. And watch the reaction right there from Corey Crawford, keeping that puck away from McCulloch after he got knocked out, got back up. Big time save. But Crawford having the presence of mind, Pat, to know where this puck is, tracking it. Look at his eyes, knowing where the puck is, and making sure nobody gets that puck.
That great reaction, because McCulloch might have been first on it had it stayed loose where it was.
Remember that stop. Do a lot of remembering tonight, partner. Hey, we were on it, Pat, in the first period. I mean, easily could have been this score after the first period with the quality of chances, and both goaltenders were sharp. Now, a couple of these, and Hobby Bullen giving up a couple of soft goals here in a second, but Craig Anderson's made a couple of real good stops.
Hjalmarsson, and this defense pairing, O'Dowie and Hjalmarsson, in the first 13 games they had 59 shot blocks between them. Real good defensively, but also willing to pay the price to get in the way of frozen rubber. Here's a loose puck. Sharp chased it down. He's going to carry it to the goal. Sharp, and a save by Anderson. A huge stop by Craig Anderson against the speedy sharpshooter, but he keeps his team up in the game.
Well, the anticipation of Patrick Sharp, recognizing where the puck was on the ice, getting it in behind Mark Mathot, and then taking the puck with the element of surprise by Craig Anderson to lay those pads down. Good stand up in the middle of the ice. And the defensive play by Marian Hossa again. But Sheldon Brookbank did a really good job there, Pat, initially to stop the initial dump in. And look at Anderson. Little sneaky peeker there, looking at the pucks behind him, but it was under him.
.80 seconds to go in the second.
It feels like that game in Tampa, partner, doesn't it?
A little bit, yeah. Yeah. Now a centering pass for Shaw. Blocker save. Anderson, stand-up style. Back of the goal is Kane. Patrick Kane looks for Bickle. It's broken up, however. Kane then steals it back. Shaw in the middle. Kane to the goal. He shoots. Anderson the save. And then as it was about to float behind him, he's able to reach back and keep it on top of the net. If he doesn't get the glove up there, it looked to me as if that might land either in the blue paint or maybe even off his backside and dribble in.
And I think Andrew Shaw might have got a piece of it too, Pat. It was above the crossbar. Patrick Kane, lots of options here. Maybe to Bickle, maybe to Shaw. He decides to shoot the puck, but there at the last second. You talked about Crawford following the puck a little bit earlier, Pat. Look at Anderson. Just making sure that that puck did not come down inside the blue paint. Oh, what a period.
The whole game has been a blast. No shortage of opportunities in the contest tonight.
A step out here. I don't think we've seen the last goal of the game here. We're going to have a couple more.
Carlson under duress here from Hossa, but he's able to maintain control, and Mathot now starts back. Down to 15 left. Here's Hjalmarsson. Hawks get it in, but we'll run out of time as the second period comes to an end. 15 shots in the second for Chicago, 11 for Ottawa. The total's 27-26 favoring the Blackhawks.
Blackhawks hockey on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you in part by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Do you believe in the power of possibility? The Illinois Lottery. Anything's possible. And by Toyota. Elevate your style with the 2014 Toyota Corolla. Toyota, let's go places.
Welcome back to the UC. The Ottawa Senators going to take a 1-goal lead into period 3. Blackhawks assistant coach Mike Kitchen is nice enough to have a headset on for us that kind of feels like the shootout at the OK Corral, doesn't it so far?
Well, it certainly does. It seems like last shot wins, you know, and so we're going to have to tighten it up this period, have a solid period here, a solid 20 minutes, you know. We want to play in their end, and they're giving us entries and as we come into the offensive zone there, so we got to get pucks to the net and make sure we get some traffic there that stops and stays.
Hey Kitch, can you just elaborate that on a little bit, is what will allow you guys to be able to do those type of things to tighten it up?
Well, I mean, we got to make sure we have a good third man. They're a rush team with good speed, and we got to be able to disrupt their rush a lot. So it'll be by our third man coming, checking from the middle out and pushing, make them unload the puck, especially the top two lines. They've got a lot of skill in those lines. We make them unload the puck, and we get it, and we can counter back quickly.
Are you concerned at all about the fatigue factor? They were waiting here for you last night. Of course, you had to play. Are you feeling like your guys have enough jump?
Oh, I definitely, we do. Yeah, we're usually good back-to-back. We like playing all the time, so we're pretty good back-to-back. And, you know, that period there, we got that third goal, and it gives us a lot of energy.
Yeah, big goal at the end of the period by the captains. All right, good luck here in the last 20.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Thanks, Kitch.
Oh, Jonathan Toews able to draw the Hawks a little bit closer with a late goal, and that was his 5th of the year, and he's already got a goal and an assist in the game tonight. He and Marian Hossa with 1-1 in the first 40 minutes. Here we go now with the third.
And this third period of Blackhawk hockey is brought to you by Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Honda dealers.
This may be icing. Oh, Anderson out to play. Good hustle by Brandon Saad, forcing the goalie to come out to no icing. And now Phillips, who has played over 1,000 games, all in the same uniform. Chris Phillips was the first player picked in the draft way back in '96. He's getting close to 1,100 games with the same team. Now in behind, a centering pass for Conacher, have found nobody home. Saab the other way. Kane. Checked by Mathot. And now McCulloch could not gain control. Carlson will. Carlson forced to dump that one in. Spencer tried to bank it in off Crawford. He wanted to play the puck. It bounced into the restricted area. But as he scurried back, he's trying to fire it in off him. Here comes O'Dowie to the other end, trying to center. Timley scores! The captain with his 3rd point of the game. And what a rush by O'Dowie. Then the finish by Toews. We're tied.
Couple things to look at. You have 2 Ottawa centers caught, and the eventual goal scorer will go here, but Johnny O'Dowie with the speed wide, drive the net, pull up, gets in behind again. Erik Karlsson, Pat, cheating that the puck's going to go out high. He allows Toews to get to the back door. No chance for Craig Anderson. Great pass by O'Dowie, and great things happen when you go to the net, and the guy without the puck, he really decides on what ends up happening.
Brookbank had a long one go just wide, hoping for a sharp tip, but he didn't get it. And back comes Turris. He dropped it. MacArthur a blast. Oh, we got all of it, ripped it wide. Now held in by Cowan. Here's Corbo's long one into the glove of Crawford, who had thoughts of playing it, but will take a whistle.
Blackhawk goal is 6th of the season.
Well, on Thursday, November 14th, be one of the first 10,000 fans that enter the United Center receive a Blackhawks championship replica ring presented by Comcast Sportsnet. Do we get any of those, partner? Will we get a replica ring?
I bet you know where to find one.
Puck drops at 7 o'clock. Visit ChicagoBlackhawks.com for ticket information.
Now a long shot. Oh, good save by Crawford through a draining screen. And then it's hacked back to center. Shaw checked. Bickle chases in. He's able to pry it away from Wiercioch, and the Sens able to get it out. Kane put it deep. Wiercioch goes the other way, and now they get out. A good stick there at the blue line from Johnny Oduya. Carried out into the corner by Condra. He tried to set a quick shot. Oh, what a save by Crawford! Conacher all alone in front of the goal. Crawford on a bang-bang play. A huge stop.
Boy, below the goal line, the Hawks, two players go towards behind the net to Eric Condra. And then all of a sudden, here comes Conacher, and what a stop again. Two great saves in this game for Corey Crawford, who came in relief of Nikolai Khabibulin. Still 4-4. What a chance.
Now Mills puts it around. Leddy. Cleared it to Peary. He finds Mills, who fires a long one up off the glass. And now the Senators' Carlson looking to wind it up. Carlson really wanting to make something happen after he's been on the ice for several goals again. Now a turnover, a chance for the Sens. Here's a shot. They never really got rid of an attempt. Smith stick hit himself behind the goal line and then got stuck there. So Zach Smith could have had a wonderful chance to put his team in front, and not much happened. You can see the disconsolate centerman going off.
Well, Carlson made the play to get the puck deep and ended up taking a bad bounce on Sheldon Brookbank, and then Smith just got in too deep, as you mentioned, Pat. Got in so deep that the angle was so bad that he ended up hitting the side of the net. I mean, it wasn't even close.
Now, a pass from Hossa just missed sharp. Well, the Hawks might have had a 2-on-1 there, and icing is ruled. There's the interpretation of the linesman that the Senators were going to touch first. And obviously the Hawks and the crowd not too happy with it, but...
Well, Joe Quenneville not happy, and I can see why. The puck's down here in this area. The puck's already down. And Patrick Sharp is going to win the foot race to this puck. I mean, he's going to win it. And they call the icing. But now what they do, they huddle up, the officials huddle up, and they bring the face-off to center ice. And here's one of those situations, Pat, where the linesman's worrying about offsides. He's checking back with his partner to see if it's going to be an icing call. You got to worry about if the goaltender comes out of the crease. And again, wrong call on the ice, but they held it up and they eventually got it right. Face off at center ice.
Now Hossa shifted out. Back comes Carlson. He lost control of it. Hjalmarsson ahead for Hossa. 3-on-3 to the line. Good drop pass for Taves. He put it to Sharp. Oh, the pass never got there. Good stick there by Carlson, and that was knocked down with a high stick, they say. So the whistle.
Like to see Jonathan Taves there shoot that puck, Pat. Well, time now for our Kia drives to the net. And speaking of the captain, there's one on the wraparound, and there's two on the back door. Again, all you young hockey players out there, you don't have the puck, you got to move to be available for the guy that does have the puck. Can't stand around on the outside watching. You got to work yourself into an area to become an option.
Keith, a long shot, goes off some traffic. Shaw with a whack, blockered away by Anderson. Shaw got the turnover, but eventually the Sens get it out and dump it in. Allen pressured, but that's an offside play at the Ottawa line. Take a look at the A&A Airlines upcoming schedule. Almost a back-to-back set of games against Winnipeg, but Calgary's in the middle. Saturday we'll have an afternoon game in Manitoba. Sunday, the Calgary Flames, who've had been one of the most surprising teams in the league in the early going, but a devastating injury to their captain. They're here for one of those great 6:30 starts on Sunday. To quote my illustrious partner.
That's PM, by the way.
Yeah. All right, now here's Brookbank. Put it in behind. Peary dropped it across to Leddy. A long wrist shot. Anderson had a good look at that one. Now dug off the boards by Saad to Kane. Tips it back to Leddy. He finds Brookbank, who's going to bring it. And a save by Anderson.
Well, it's time now for our KFC fan cam.
Thank you, Blackhawk fans, for your tremendous support.
Got orange pucks here tonight, partner.
Haven't seen any on the ice yet.
MB means business.
Guy look like an elf, maybe. Like he's one of Santa's helpers. I'm just guessing.
All right. Here's Hjalmarsson. Hossa tapped it in. And the Sens have to just dump this out. Ottawa Senators have 4 wins this year. Craig Anderson has all of them. Here's an offside play is ruled at the Ottawa line.
A great pass from Nicholas Hjalmarsson to that man right there exiting the zone, Pat. Backhand pass right out of the corner. The Hawks were on their way. Unfortunately went offside. Nicholas Hjalmarsson. One of those glue guys on the back end. You got Mills taking a couple of these faceoffs here with Kruger on the ice, Pat. On this side here with the backhand for Mills. Right-handed shot on that right dot.
Well, the Hawks have had a real trouble at the dot tonight. They've only won 42% of the draws in the first 40 minutes. So close to domination from the Senators, the face-off circle. Now it's taken by Corvo, who shot it. It was deflected wide by Torres. He tried to flip it in front. Here's the shot. That's blocked by a skidding Kruger. Marcus Kruger retrieves. And it's around for Seabrook. Mills comes away. And that hit somebody on the Ottawa bench. So that's an automatic stoppage with 13.5 remaining in regulation time. We're tied at 4 in Chicago. Take a look at the Illinois Lottery. Anything's possible. Flashback, and on this date, Marcus Kruger scored his first ever National Hockey League goal against the Columbus Blue Jackets. Certainly a situation that nobody will ever forget, and a pretty good player for the Ottawa Senators. And their captain also scored his first NHL goal. That was an 0-2 just a few years back. Jason Spezza has been a tremendous point producer his entire career in Ottawa. Here comes Leddy. Shaw steps in. A long wrist shot kicked away by Anderson. And cleared to center ice. Greeny gains the line with a snapshot. That's kicked away by Crawford. Sens get the rebound. Into the corner goes Kundra. Tried to slip it in front, bouncing puck. It's in near the goal crease, and still no whistle. Now it goes as it squirted loose. But Danny O'Halloran, they're going to rule a hand pass is what the call is. So move the draw the other way as the Sens guilty of gloving it to a teammate in the offensive zone.
Well, the battle right in front there, and you see Grant with the hand on the puck and eventually covered up by or touched up by the Ottawa Senators, and that's why faceoff comes outside. Now, if you're in your own zone, your defensive zone, you're able to do that, make that type of play. But once you exit the zone outside the blue line, you cannot make that hand to stick play.
Kane touched it loose at center. Honecker there, then eventually the Hawks able to dump it. Honecker finds Smith. Alex Smith had to flip it deep. It was picked out of midair by Seabrook. Now Saad takes over. Keith pass jammed up. Seabrook got it back. Here comes Taves. Gains the zone. Taves trying to slip it in front. Oh, and the pass just a little bit behind Kane, who's streaking up the right side. Now the Hawks Hjalmarsson, helped by Oduya. Cowan broke it up. Carried on by Hossa. He tried a shot that's off a stick and then floating to Anderson, who gloves and holds. Marian Hossa with a goal and an assist tonight. Now 4 goals, 7 points in his last 8 starts.
And puck's been finding him, Pat, all over the ice. Talk about his persistency and the way that he forechecks and pursues pucks. The puck is just finding him, and when you're around and on your way to things, puck's going to find you, and Marian Hossa certainly does that on a lot of occasions.
What do you think? He's a lot closer now? Of course, you know, some injury difficulties in training camp, and really I'm not sure his training camp started until the regular season started, you know. So this, the last, to me anyway, the last 4, 5, 6 games, this looks like the great star, more like the great star we've seen for his whole time in Chicago.
Yeah, you can train all you want, Pat, as you know, off the ice, and you can practice, but you got to get your reps. You got to play in games. I mean, there's nothing like playing in actual games, timing and all that, and I would agree with you. I think there's still more there for Marian Hossa because of all the time that he had off and not having any exhibition games.
Icing Ottawa here. We played 9 minutes here in the 3rd period. And the Hawks with the only 3rd period goal to draw even in the game. Mark MacArthur has had a bucket load of ice time for the Ottawa Senators so far tonight. Taves wins this draw, though. Here's Keith. Long shot, never got through. And Phillips able to get it out. Sharp back in. Sharp centered it. Here's Hossa for Seabrook. He shoots, and they score. Taves with his 3rd career hat trick, and his team is back in front.
Watch what ends up happening. The Ottawa Senators are in a good spot, but watch what happens with this player right here. And when that happens, the Hawks turn the puck over, and then Jonathan Toews will work himself into this area eventually in front of the net. Watch what ends up happening. The Senators player loses his stick. That allows Marian Hossa to get in behind the plate. It's a 5-on-3. And then Jonathan Toews goes to the front of the net. What does he do? He stops in front of the net. He goes to the net, stops. And when you stop, you're going to get a lot of free goals. And Jonathan Toews, who had the wraparound, Pat, if you added up the distance of Jonathan Toews' goals tonight, you might get 2.5 feet. You might. But you know what? Going into the game, he had 4. Now he's got 7. The wraparound, going hard to the net in the third and going to the net here and stopping in front of the net. But that loss of the stick by the Ottawa Senator player, Pat, I thought it was Chris Phillips, but I wasn't sure. And the Hawks had a 5-on-3 from the top of the circle in.
And what Mike Kitchen talked to us about, stop and stay.
That's it.
More of that was being looked for in the Chicago attack, and it leads to the lead goal here.
That's a, I don't even want to say it's a habit, Pat. It's a commitment to understand, to go to those areas and stop in front of the net. If Jonathan Toews skates by, he never gets that chance. Now the puck may end up going to the net. Whether you got to go there, yeah, you might get a stick, you might get an elbow, you might get a shot. It's going to feel awfully good when that puck goes to the back of the net.
Now it's taken by Brookbank. Shaw was taken down as center, but Mills cranks it in there.
What a great pass from Hossa to Brent Seabrook as well. Beautiful play.
Sens bounced it in here. Spezza diving poke check by Oduya prevented what could have been a good chance. Then Ryan's in behind. Hacked it loose to Carlson. His long shot deflected upstairs. Chased down by Sharp. There goes Toews with him. Sharp speeding up the right side. Trying to drive the net. Centered it. That's picked off to Oduya. Checked by Ryan. And the Sens able to get it out. Carlson sticking the blue line by Chalmerson. Ryan back in there. This Spezza with a long one well wide. And Golick able to bounce it free. Taken by Hossa. Kruger trying to catch him. Here's Hossa with a snapshot. Hit the side of the net. Rebound to Golick. And then Cowan for the Sens. Moved it ahead. It got out. Hawks have to tag back up. They do, so play continues. Now it's taken by Kane. Drop pass. Tagged forward by Keith. Now Saad helped by Kane. Kane still looking for his first point tonight. Now Peary let it roll loose. He got it back to Kane. Has Shaw with him. Was shot by Kane. Missed the target. Rebound taken by Corvo. Put it into the zone. Conacher's shot soaked up by Crawford, who has been perfect. Corey Crawford, since coming into the game, has faced 11 shots, and he has stopped them all. The captain, with his third career hat trick, stakes his team to the lead. We promised it earlier. We bring it now. Miller time. Brought to you by Miller Lite.
Well, the change in goal. Corey Crawford coming in for Nikolai Khabibulin and making 2 great stops. The one shorthanded on Jason Spezza, and then that last one on Corey Conacher.
Seabrook bounced it up the boards, held in Phillips. And Mills able to bounce it out of there. Chase down Kruger. He's got bowling to the net, trying to bounce it to him. It just rolled over his blade. Taken by Seabrook. And around to MacArthur. Couldn't get it out, but following up Phillips. Turris dances his way into the zone. Put it to MacArthur. A drag move, then he shot it wide. And the puck taken by Keith, and he ran into some traffic trouble. But the puck back the other way. Carlson leads him out. Now Spezza with a turnaround shot and a save by Crawford, who kicks it out of play. Been a fun game to watch, hasn't it?
No shortage of opportunities and chances, and seen some great saves. We saw some great saves in the first period by both goaltenders. Really, all three goaltenders have made some great saves. Decision by Coach Q to give Khabibulin the rest of the night off and put Crawford in. Looking to change the momentum of the game.
Happened after the Senators scored 2 goals in less than a minute. And that was enough for Q, and Crawford, who was supposed to get the night off, now has a chance to pick up a win. Here's a chance for Oduya, walking in, shooting. Put it up over top. Taves for Sharp in deep. And then Senators able to get it back. Spezza works his way forward, left it for Carlson. Brookbank it around the boards, and Ryan Bickle bounced it forward. Here comes Morin. He walks in. His shot, though, blocked by Cowan at the defense. Morin gets it back. Shooting again. A save by Anderson. He's able to hang on.
Well, Cowan had lost the stick, and that allowed the separation on the second chance for Jeremy Morin. There you see 2 in white, no stick. Slow coverage by the Ottawa Senators. A nice little move there from Jeremy Morin to create that second chance. Raider going right around Greening.
That descends. Unable to get it out. Bounce back front. They score! Andrew Shaw, after a fairly weak rebound given up by Craig Anderson. Shaw, where was he? Right near the blue paint. And it's 6-4.
Well, the Hawks won the faceoff. And look at the pressure by Jeremy Morin. Forces the turnover, just gets it to the front of the net. And Andrew Shaw wins that foot race to the front of the net over Derek Grant. And slides it right between the wickets of Craig Anderson.
3 unanswered for the Blackhawks here in the third period. And all of a sudden they're up a pair. Here's a Smith steal, shooting, he scores! Oh, Zach Smith, who's had a good chance or two tonight, with a middle of the ice takeaway and steal, and a hard snapshot by the glove of Crawford. It's 6-5 now.
Well, the errant giveaway there from Patrick Kane right to Zach Smith. No hesitation, but look at that puck, Pat. Great pickup by our crew. That puck was on edge. And when that puck leaves your stick like that and you're trying to shoot high, that puck will start bobbing and weaving and will just take off right away. And no chance for Corey Crawford to be able to follow that puck as it left the stick. Usually it's flat. It was flat on the blade, and when it comes off the stick like that, you're a goaltender. You're just hoping it hits you.
Well, a big goal for the Senators, who get it just 13 seconds after the Hawks had taken a 2-goal lead. It's back down to 1. The other thing Mike Kitchen told us that the first 40 minutes was kind of like last shot wins, and that may be the way it turns out. 6-5. Here's Zibanejad with a shot. Crawford stopped it. Turris centered it, but right to Bollig. And Brandon Bollig eludes a check. Got it into the offensive zone. And the puck back to him. He shoots. Anderson stopped the rebound. Mills couldn't get it through a blocker, and back goes Hjalmarsson. Right now the Sens look to start back. That could have been a hand pass. It's not. Bickell moves in. Ryan Bickell ran out of room. It's around to Corvo. And Greening is pressured. Bickell to steal. Tried to slip it in front. Blocked by Anderson. Rebound to the Sens. And back they come. Condra dumped it in. Brookbank ready for contact. Got support there from Shaw. Able to clear the zone. And Hawks will send it in there. Now to complete a change. Now Hjalmarsson. Put it on the stick of Hossa. Got the line. Here comes Taves. Oh, the pass just rolled away from him. Sharp picked it up. Pass stolen by Phillips. And McCulloch tipped it out of there. And now it's a loose puck for Taves. He's got Hossa with him. For the Hossa, the shot. The puck was rolling as it arrived. He fluttered it wide. Taves gets it back to Hjalmarsson. Pass broken up. McCulloch here to the head for Ryan. And good stick. Hjalmarsson to the blue line.
Get the line. Get the line.
Shaw gets back in there. And now Smith yards away looking for a hoist play. Neal racing, couldn't get there. Then Mathot centered it. Oh, the pass didn't connect with Smith, who was open. Back come the Hawks. Kane gets in. Weaves for the backhand, and his shot then blocked. Now the Sens Neal. His stick lifted by Saad. Finds Kane. Takes a look. Kane, the shot. And it's stopped out in front. Neal then turned it over again. Here's Saad. His pass hit the skate of Smith. Carlson following up to get it out. Down to 2 minutes remaining in the third period. 6-5 in favor of the Blackhawks. Zibanejad jammed up on the boards. Now it's taken back by Kruger to Oduya. Wierkosh couldn't pick it up. Mills looking to eat some time in the corner. Then Bollig battles toward the front. Loose puck taken by Leddy. Goes around to Brookbank. Held in Brookbank. Looking for somewhere to go. Leaves it in behind. Now it's taken by Bollig. The Sens able to get it back. Zibanejad with 70 to go. Flipped along with. Seemed to be a bit of a knuckler. Crawford stayed with it. And now Hossa turned it over to Ryan. But Taves with support. He got it out. It's picked up by Sharp. Sharp into the zone. Shoots. Anderson, a blocker stop. Anderson had been heading to the bench, but Miller recognized the Hawks steal. Now 45 left. There he goes. 6 attackers, Senators. Crawford to Oduya. Now it's taken by Spezza. Shoots one and hit a leg. Oh, it just jumped over the blade of Ryan. They battle on the board. Sharp is checked. Held in Carlson. His pass picked off. Hossa got it out. Sharp for the empty netter. Missed the target. But he had gotten the red line and center, so no icing. Down to 22 left. Here come the Sens again. Hjalmarsson pursued by Spezza. Fires it around to Hossa. Couldn't get it out. Carlson's long one deflected up high. Taken by O'Duyan with 10. He's knocked down in behind. It's taken by the Sens. Carlson's going to tee it up. The shot blocked by Hossa. It's out of the zone. Hawks win. Hawks win.
Boy, what a game. What a night here at the United Center. The captain leading the way. Corey Crawford coming in relief. Trailing by 2 goals back at 4-2, and it just had that feeling tonight, partner, that the first period could have been like the second and third period. Easy, this game could have been 8-7. I mean, that's the way there was.
Yeah.
Really wide open, teams traded chances, mistakes all over the place. Well, you got a lot of happy humans going home tonight.
Well, the Hawks win for the second straight night. They go to 8-2-3 on the year. And after falling behind by 4-2 midway in the second period, the goaltending move made. Khabibulin out, Crawford in, and Corey Crawford close to perfect in relief tonight.
37. Over the Blackhawks 13 for a game total of 40. Time to announce tonight's 3 stars of the game, brought to you by Bud Light. The number 3 star of the game from the Blackhawks with 1 goal and 2 assists. Number 81, Marian Hossa. The number 2 star of the game from Ottawa, number 7, Kyle Turris. And the number 1 star of the game from the Blackhawks with his 3rd career regular season hat trick, number 19, Jonathan Toews. Please turn your attention to the Blackhawks bench, where Luke Stuckmeyer is with tonight's number 1 star of the game, Jonathan Toews.
Jonathan, if you're looking for a new hat, there's a few more choices out here tonight. Your 3rd career hat trick, were you thinking drive to the net all night long?
Yeah, I guess that's what I've been doing lately. That's what I normally do. If I'm not scoring ugly goals, usually tough to come by. But I think as a line tonight, we were hungry. We were getting a lot of chances. Probably could add a few more, but it was nice that at least one of us was cashing in on all our good work.
A lot of power play chances again, and 6 straight games now with a power play goal. What's been working there?
I think our work ethic is there, and it kind of goes with our 5-on-5 play, and we want to improve on our penalty kill too. And tonight to get a big goal to start the game, I think was big for us. And I think we're getting better and better as the season goes along, and saw some improvement again tonight.
How important was your conditioning tonight? 3 games in 4 nights and 77 shots on the scoreboard.
Yeah, it was a long week, including the trip last week, but the last 2 games we really wanted to get back to playing 4 lines, everybody contributing, and bring out all the energy that we can in front of our home fans. So it was a nice way to finish in the 3rd period and pull out a win. So we got a few days of rest now.
Thanks and congratulations. Jonathan Toews, your number 1 star.